Guys, I hope you all are well, and in this video I'm going to show you how to draw this pattern, this hollow square pattern, which is actually a star pattern in Python. How to code this, and the coding of this is not very difficult, and I will also explain while writing the code, uh, the dry run, how this code exactly works. So as you can see, the number of rows and columns of the square, as this is a square, so the number of rows and columns should be the same, and you can enter the number of rows or number of columns from the user, or you can set it by default. In this case, I'd like to tell my user to enter the number of rows and columns, which would be more convenient for the user, and as per that we will draw this pattern using the Python. So the index is beginning from 0 in both the rows and the columns, and here for demonstration purposes I have taken this the square of width and length 6, 0 to 5, 0 to 5. So I have opened this code and I'm going to create a new Python file. I would name this solo square.py. Print solo. Okay. And first of all, you have to ask your user to enter a natural number. So for this, I'm going to make a variable row column is equals to integer, because by default this because I'm going to use this input function, and by default it will take the input as a string. So I typecasted it from string to int, and now I will say enter the number of sorry of the with t for tab, and after receiving the input from the user I would start my for loop. The prerequisite of this video is that you have to know how the for loop works in Python. So for I, you don't need to create this initialize this variable before I. Range, this is generally the normal syntax of for loop, and to row and colon in the end, and then for j I will take this program would require two nested loops. First one I is for rows, which it traverse the complete row, and for j it traverse all the columns. So you need at least two loops. You can change the name of the variable to row and col. I am taking I and j in the same range, row col. Now if I go back to paint again, here see, I will use the pencil here. See, in rows, in the first row and in first column, simultaneously in the fifth column and in the fifth row, you have to check for the logic if the iteration is in either in first row or in the last row or in the first column or in the last column, then you have to print the stars, otherwise you have to print the space. That's it. You have to just check this. So for the for rows, first and last row, you have to check for I, the variable I, um, whether it is in first or in the last row, and similarly you have to check for the same logic in variable j. Okay, for first column and for last column. So we can use if statement to check that if I is equals to 0, or I is equals to this variable minus 1, because because the indexing is starting from 0 and it will end till the row call minus 1, this variable minus 1, which actually holds the value which user input, or j is equals to either j is in the 0th position or j in row call minus 1 position. Or you can actually simplify this logic a little bit. If you don't want to use this 0 and minus 1 indexing, then you can do one thing. You can actually type that the range would start from 1 and it will go to plus 1. Okay. Same with the j variable. They both result in the same. Now you can directly go till end. Okay. They both mean the same. Okay. Colon in the end. And now you just have to print. If the condition is satisfied, then this would print star, and I want this entire thing to be printed in one single row. And if not, then else it would print just the paste. Okay. And at the last, I will just print a new line. So this would, I will type this, this would print a new line. And this is not in this loop. This is inside this for. And if I just try to run the program, then it is asking the user. In this case, the user is me, and I will type P. Just a second. Yes. I have to declare, and here also. C. So if I try to run the program one more time for 4 rows and 4 columns, for 5, for 20, see, this is working perfectly fine. So that's how you do it. I hope you like the video. If you do like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to like the video. If you have any doubts, then you can ask in the comment section. I would love to read them, and I will eventually reply to each and every one of you.